Comment section. Microphone check. It is a chilly Friday evening on Friday. Yes, it is the 14th of November 2025. We are at one of the fondest pool venues. We are at one of the fondest pool venues. watching on Kipixel's photography, please give me a thumbs up if you can now pick the audio feed of this video. Qpixel's photography, please give me a thumbs up if you can pick the video's audio. Peter Chowe Live ATA YouTube channel. Peter Chowe, thumbs up if you can now pick the audio feed. To be a streamer like myself, finally good to go. It looks like picture perfect audio and video of this, what will become very memorable money match. Friday 14th of November 2025. The date, Dice Lounge, the venue, Caesar and Hazard, the players coming out to sort themselves differences on the pool table. Their management teams for Caesar, the advanced talent agency for Hazard Dice Lounge, have given me 2,000 US dollars and have granted me permission to give it to whoever of these two will reach 21 frames before the other does. We are playing blackboard rules on a blackboard table, which is Super League in brand, a very friendly table. Dice Lounge is a very renowned venue. It has been hosting local and international comps. It does host the Creme de la Creme annual comp each year, and another comp that happens in the middle of the year. Also, lots of money matches, some of them local, some international. At this venue, Aiden Joseph defeated Hazard Lukomwa at this venue. Hazard Lukomwa defeated Jeremiah Naido at this venue. There were money matches between Malva and Caesar and Eshka. There were many matches between Eshka and Dog City, Malva and Dog City on the international scale, amongst others. Also, lots of comps and other local matches between local Ugandan players. The audio of this video, this very audio, is being shared on 3 different platforms. That is Qpixel's photography, Facebook, Peter Chobe Live, YouTube, Advanced Talent Agency, YouTube, and there is also another TikTok stream that does not have commentary on Break and Finish live TikTok. It is 1 frame played so far that has been won by Hazard. The truth, as he's called, he is the home player. He is the one that dared to invite Caesar. There is a history of this match that happened last week. There were negotiations for about 3 days before the decision was made finally to have this action. Very special thanks to the management teams of these players, the very chairperson, that is Chairman Mark Mazungu, Hazard's boss, the director of Dice Lounge, and also Hakim Kigundu, the director of the Advanced Talent Agency, Caesar's boss. For them, there is money at risk. For us, it is entertainment guaranteed. Now, okay, this is just a secret. Don't tell Hazard because he's my friend. His boss was not all that happy with him with his training routine, and then he was asking, why don't you train enough and yet you don't perform as good as your talent suggests? Then Hazard was guaranteeing him that I train a lot, sometimes at the venue, sometimes at other places. Then Hazard told him to show you how much I can train, how I perform. Let us have one money match. Then there were suggestions of Ibra Sejemba, but very big friends with Kasozi, with Hazard. Sorry, there are suggestions of Joseph Kasozi. There were suggestions of the computer. Then Hazard said, "You get me Caesar." Is that brave? and then they both said you played a money match with Caesar, in which he had started you with +6. Let us have +5 racing to 21. There was agreement between the two, but then the following day, Chairman Mark was like, Hazard, you told me that you train enough. Why are you playing with a head start? Then Hazard said, okay, let us have this one start at 0-0. And there was agreement to change the date. That was first agreed to Monday this week, such that these two players can have more time to train and also participate in other comps. That's why Friday is the agreed date. Hazard and Caesar the match 0-0. The start of the scores 21 the race and pride at stake. A match that is being played in Kampala. That now is the toss of an entire nation of polo enthusiasts when Hazard and Caesar meet the African continent. Catches are called. Frame number one has been played at a very low level and at a very low speed. Maybe the players have so much respect, call it fear for each other. I'm just thinking we are taking it very, very cautious. Even Caesar, being the more offensive minded of the two, is taking things very careful here. He knows that Hazard's inspiration to invite Caesar for this money match and without any head start is Caesar's dry spell. It is the first time in Caesar's career, especially last 5 years, when he has been playing pool in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, China, Morocco, United Kingdom, and beyond, for Caesar to play 5 comps and win none. But that's what happened. The last time out that Caesar won a comp was about 6 weeks ago before the Ugandan team prepared for the Ultimate Pool Championships. He defeated Hazard in the final. Since then, Hazard has defeated Caesar once in a comp that he won, the ATF Super 8-man International Rules comp that was won by Hazard, and defeated Caesar in one of his lives in the semi-finals. Caesar's second life was taken down by Joseph Kasozi, Hazard defeating Kasozi in the final to win the first of 2 comps, as it happened in 2 consecutive days, with both players and the entire Ugandan team leaving the country to participate in the African Ultimate Pool Championships, with Hazard as the in-form player. Cutting a long story short, he played the very last frame in the Ultimate Pool Championships in the men's team event in the final between Uganda and South Africa, racing to 13, tied at 12-12, Hazard losing out in the decider to South Africa's Tammy Jabav. But in this one, he seems to be on the verge of equalizing in frame number 2. He is at home, right in front of the Dice family, his own bosses, his own fans, his training table, his own equalizer. Hazard Lukomwa 1 and Caesar Chandiga 1, race to 21. Now, something strange happened in between. This tournament is in between 2 Ugandan comps. I love it for the fact that Uganda organizes the most number of comps. It is in between a comp that was played yesterday, won by Joseph Kasozi defeating Caesar in the final. There is also another 16-man comp happening tomorrow. Hazard ruled himself out of both in order to have his mind fully focused on this one. He's really yearning to take Caesar down in a long race without a head start. first match between Hazard and Caesar happened at this venue just about 1 year and a few months ago. I remember streaming it with Hazard being head started with +6. He said, "Man, you are welcome to the table with that kind of head start. $1,200 the pot, 21 frames to 14. The score, Hazard the winner. Now, if you factor in the +6, Hazard actually won in terms of actual scores by 15 frames to 14. Now, Caesar's then management team the Scorpion said no, we want to have more of this, but at a different venue. The following week, the venue that was called Climax Bar in Kampala, another table was assembled with the same players, same exact condition, same exact rules, same exact pot. Final score was the same exact score. Hazard winning by 21 frames to 14, taking the win with or without the head start. And then came at the start of the year, no, at the latter stages of the year, that was last. Hazard now saying, I don't need the head start anymore. Again, $1,200. Again, racing to 21. This time, Caesar defeating Hazard quite extensively by 21 frames to 10. In between those performances, these two players have met off twice in two finals on this very table. There's a comp that is organized annually. It is called Cream de la Cream annual competition, or normally organized amongst the finest Ugandan shooters. In the final, last year, it ended with Hazard defeating Caesar by 16 frames to 10, racing to 16. And then early this year, Caesar defeated Hazard, racing to 16 by 16 frames to 10. Sweet revenge, same exact score. Another chance comes begging, and Hazard misuses the chance by playing himself snookered. Advantage, Caesar. Here we are. I have to say that the last 5, 6, 7 weeks for me has have seen Caesar play at his lowest level of all the levels I have seen. In many matches he lost, he shouldn't have been losing ordinarily. And it is very good for healthy competition that the dominance has been cut short. Last comp that was played yesterday, won by Joseph Kasozi, Caesar reaching the final but not successful. Another comp played just about 11 days ago, actually 12 days ago, in the city of Mbale, Eastern Uganda, won by Dog City, defeating Caesar in the final. Before then, the Ultimate Pool Championships, where Caesar lost both of his lives in the first round to Yakub Sheikh and Nyaope, both from South Africa. He also lost a money match at starting Ethan Chetty with +7, racing to 21. Caesar winning in terms of actual scores, but not with a margin enough to win, factoring in with +7. And then, of course, the ATA Super 8-man comp, in which he could only come third. He's having his work cut out here, because those sequences of not so good results have lessened the fear factor of the Scorpion from his potential opponents. He must instill it back himself, because he brought it by himself in the first place. by doing things like finishing the current frame. The balls that are now four of them red in color, pretty much finishable. Not only because of how good they are positioned, but also how good the person trying to finish them is. I just have a feeling that he's not so happy. Normally the color black is expression of sadness. Maybe he's not happy with his current form. Sometimes the most terrible version of Caesar to his opponent is the Caesar that has a score to score, a score to settle, sorry, and he does have one to settle. He leads by 2 frames to 1 after 2 frames. Once again, the live stream of this match is on 3 platforms sharing the same exact commentary. Q Pixels Photography, Facebook, Peter Chove Live, YouTube, Advanced Talent Agency, YouTube, Caesar, The Scorpion, 2, Hazard, The Truth, 1, Rest to 21. It is only just starting. Keep me company, Africa. This shall be the case for perhaps the next 2 to 3 hours. Our umpire is Henry Joko.
Come on, Aquaman! Come on, Aquaman! Not sure, not sure, not sure. Your table, please. You should hold it up. Many. Yeah, you're going to get it.
Lots of action still coming up in and out of the country involving these players and others.
Come on, Aquaman!
When these guys take on each other, I like to stress sometimes that for me, not just because I'm Ugandan, I still think that maybe the biggest bulk of the best players on the continent could still be South Africans. But maybe Ugandans are nowadays the closest, especially in the men's category. What I'm also sure of is the Ugandan pool is the most entertaining on the African continent. The venue is full to capacity, as in full to capacity. Now we are over 2,000 watching live combined on Facebook and YouTube, and yet only 3 frames have been played so far. The Truth going for a clearance, which will be his second time equalizing in the match after only a 4th frame being played, hopefully for him. Disadvantageous, the cue ball is present against the cushion. Hazard is okay. He wins the frame and inspires chants from the crowd. Many of him are his own home faithful. Hazard 2 and Caesar 2 and Rest 21.
Yuyo yuyo azanyanga mikidi azanya kisembeza mukwatirewo. Come on, Azoman, take a goal. Agala kirala. Jaleka uje tujjawo. Lwaki ayisanga talina kwabe. Yeyo. Double inspection. Tweza gyetegereza. Yamala njibugulire. Alema. Bano musiza 15 babakute ku macha. Come on, Azoman. Yawedde mudda wali. Yayina teyakola state. Yeyo. Tugende. Ekigendo bba wano. Genda kukweza. Double inspection. Yeyo Azoman. Kati oyo mwana bw'atyo ng'onyumyani omulala. Tutwala nayo kati. Musendige player wa. Tomumanya Yeyo. Come on Azoman. Nasetezo. Kwata. Yeyo. Udebu mugame kwa jamu na yekwamu. Katipa wamenya. 4-2. Pegamu.
The truth, after 5 frames, leads by 3 frames to 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the race is 21. Still early days yet. A maximum of 41 frames to be played. So far 5 down. 36 to go if we are to take this match to the wire. In the meantime, we'll come back from the first match of the day between Ibrahim Payanja and Simon Lubola. That one was won by the computer, Simon, by 15 frames to 12. There has been a scratch on the break. High hazard. An opportunity it is for Caesar to equalize in a match that is so far moving neck to neck with too little to separate the players. Actually, it's just 1 frame to separate them, and yet in the next frame there is a scratch on the break that could instead bring the scores back to level. The Scorpion maintains an open table by black ball rules. When the table is open, when the incoming player has 2 shots, the first shot is a free shot. It does not determine colors. You get a feeling Caesar wants to go for the yellows. They seem to be better positioned, especially given the fact that there are 2 reds which are at the top end of the table, which are kind of dead. Now the Scorpion gets to close the table and playing yellows. You hold fancy him. Of all the venues in the country, Dice Lodge is that one venue that wasn't a very good hunting ground until this year. I want to make a correction. He did win the Dice Lodge Cream de la Cream Cup. He did not defeat Hazard in the final. He defeated Ibrahim Sejemba, not Hazard. I want to beg your pardon. I'm correcting myself. But he has beaten Hazard once here in a money match. It could be on the verge of using frame number 6 as an equalizer for himself. Now yellow to the center pocket right and black to the center pocket left for the Scorpion to equalize rather very casually. The frame is gone. Hazard 3 and Caesar 3. Rest to 21. It could be starting to appear like that phase of the game when the players now unleash the beast mode themselves. The match started very slowly. It was always very likely that they get enough of it and they start going for the frames. Both are very offensive minded players and both like to play a little bit very sophisticated. Most of the time, Caesar slightly faster. And of course, he has been more consistent apart from of late, where he has not won once in 5 comps. I find that rather surprising. off a little against the red and try to put the black to the corner pocket, bottom right. Is the shot he's going for by the stroke. Here he is. This is where home advantage comes in handy. Shots like this, when it is your table, in what's your table, you always play them with ease. Just that it's a match, not a normal training routine. But I think you will be okay. And okay, he is. Hazard 4 and Caesar 3. Just in case you're joining the stream only now, dear viewers, you are watching an organized money match between Hazard Lukomwa, nicknamed the Truth, donning white for the top, and Caesar Chandiga, aka the Scorpion, donning all black for 2,000 US dollars. These two very, very talented shooters, some of the very finest on the continent, are racing to 21. The whole of 2,000 US dollars in consequence, with now Hazard playing at his own home table, in front of his own home fans, in front of his own home management, and in front of his boss, taking on Caesar, who also has members of his management team at the venue. A match that is delicately poised in the balance. You just have to like it from the Hazard perspective, for the fact that he's not intimidated. He does believe that he can take down the Scorpion for the very first time in a long race. By the way, Caesar has only lost 2 money matches, long races, against Ugandan players. I'll be coming that with that shortly. For now, Hazard has gotten himself snookered yet again. Just like it was when he led by 3 frames to 2. He came so close to winning a frame that would give him a 2-frame lead, and then he got himself snookered before playing the last ball. Same thing has happened, and it will have the same exact repercussion, losing yet another frame. One of his biggest strengths is finding snookered balls off the cushions, but finding the red and putting it are 2 completely different things. He has one thing in mind. He knows that finding a red will not go down as a good shot, because Caesar knows exactly what to do, taking down the frame. There he goes, and needs some kind of right spin on the cue ball after bouncing it off the left cushion. Not only to find the red, but also try to put it to the center pocket. He misses the red, and it will be rendered a foul. Advantage to the Scorpion. For a free shot, Caesar will play Hazard's red dead. Just like that, and then go for the frame. And then go for the equalizer. Try to make a clearance that will put the scores at par yet again. And I think the yellow that is frozen against the cushion will be played next after the one he's about to play. moving the cue ball towards the bottom end of the table. It has had a relatively big bounce off the cushion. I'm not so certain he'll be very happy with the resting position of the cue ball. That's why he will not play the frozen ball next. After all, he has another choice. And now leaves a cut between white and yellow, such that if he rolls yellow to the corner pocket bottom right, bottom left, white ball moves rightwards to try and put the second yellow to that same corner pocket. Again, leaves another cut between white and yellow. Have a cushion, bounce off cushion. We need to manipulate cue ball well for black. Portable with ease to the corner pocket. Bottom right, there comes the Scorpions equalizing frame. Caesar, Chandiga 4, Hazard, Lukomwa 4. Race to 21.
Azali wajogesa na kwanatula mutule mukwatirewo ebitibyo batoyogera kage jakuba yati namba 10 kaja noleka mukwatirewo yeyo tugende boyi wange agambe ekigende bakitega ddala yeyo abamanyi kitalo nnyo ab'ennyumba eyo wambuyo oyo kwegala mugende mutuleeri mugenda manyiniddako musimanya taweza mmeka yeeyo emala mu mazzi laba lowoozamu oli muwagizikirizisa oli awoozamu yeeyo yennyini yeeyo boyi wange akamyuka lyakola naye kamala ne kakuta okwata olwe ajja tubuulira nice play yabawa
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a match of very, very, very small margins. In frame number 9, Caesar came so close to winning the frame by break and finish, missing his last yellow before playing black. And then came Hazard, who potted all his reds, and then the black, and then regained the lead. And yet it's him to break frame number 10. Hazard 5 and Caesar 4. Thank you guys for watching from whenever you are enjoying this action on Q Pixels Photography Facebook, Peter Chewe Live YouTube, as well as Advanced Talent Agency YouTube, where this action is coming live to you now with more than 2,200 watching live. Thank you, Africa. You are watching Hazard attempting of the two players to become the first that could have a two-frame lead. It hasn't happened so far. It has been either both of them having equal scores or one of them leading by one. It was 0-0 at one time, then 1-0, then 1-1. It was at one time 2-2, at one time 3-3, at one time 4-4, now 5-4. If Hazard wins this frame, he'll be the first player of the two to take a two-frame lead in this very, very, very close encounter. Against the London players, Hazard has very fair results. He has played one battle against Caesar. Hazard won. He has played one battle against Dog City. Hazard was leading bigly with 11 frames to 4, racing to 16. There was agreement to cancel the match after there was a disagreement between the leaders of the players. That was sometime last year. Hazard has played 2 money matches against Joseph Kasuzi. One of them was a disagreement between the players racing to 16. It was at 12-12 at the point at that point, and it was at this very table, on this very venue, this same table. There was a rematch which was won by Hazard. Again, it was 12-12. This time Hazard winning the last 4 frames and winning by 16 frames to 12. Hazard has had a money match with Wanika Mansour, racing to 16. Mansour won by 16 frames to 12 at this on this very table. That was about 2.5 years ago. But I remember that match for the bad reasons. My first Facebook page, it was called Peter Chewe Live, was shut down by Facebook after going live on that match with a lot of copyrighted music in the background. I thank Dice Lounge for being very considerate, and nowadays when there are matches that come live, even though it is a bar that makes money from music, they agree to switch the music off entirely. Even now, there is football action on the screen, but because they know that the audio is heavily copyrighted, they switch it off. They allow it to be a pool players and fans day out. Thank you, Dice Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the truth. He must play 1 or 2 or 3 very, very, very big shots. There's a red of Caesar which is occupying the corner pocket bottom right. and yet Hazard may want to play the yellow ball into the red, try to put both by combination. It is very unlikely, not only because of the position of the red vis-a-vis the yellow, but also the very difficult bridge for Hazard, especially given the position of the black, and yet it is the only ball he has in full sight. If it's to produce a shot that could, it would be one of the moments of this money match so far. He will try a combination shot. My goodness,
Come on, lady.
the guy is oozing with quality. And should he, I'm saying should he finish this frame, it will in my opinion be the best finished frame of the match so far. He's a very, very crazy guy with a very, very crazy character. You have to understand him to like Hazard, by the way. Most players say, I don't fear anybody, but I respect everybody. For Hazard, he doesn't fear anybody. He doesn't even respect anybody in the pool table. He says he is the truth. Everybody else is false. He calls all other players very average. And he means it. And look at what he's trying to do here. If you took a screenshot of this frame a minute ago, that is in disbelief. After playing so well the last two shots, the third and most important one, Hazard gets to miss it and misses it very bigly. And yet even Caesar has only sight of one of the reds. I'm not so certain sight enough for him to put. And his body language agrees with me. Perhaps he is snookered entirely. He'll want to play the cue ball off the bottom cushion, hide that cue ball behind the red, snooker Hazard, try and take down the frame after a shot. He has played with too much power. That will go down as an error. Hazard will be putting yellow to the center pocket right with top spin cue ball following the yellow. We want to put black to the corner pocket bottom right. Just like that, the rest is a formality.
The dice please. Come on,
Hazard 6 and Caesar 4 after 10 frames on the table. We are done with 1/4 of the match, and the truth wins the first quarter. These players now have to have time out if they want. If they don't, they could as well continue with play. And I know that Hazard's boss, if Hazard wins this match, if he wins, it will be very, very special for Hazard. He knows how to reward his players. When Hazard reached the final of the 2023 National Open Championships, Chairman Mark, his boss, gifted him with a car, and yet he lost. It is Uganda's car competition. Caesar won the car comp, a brand new Toyota Mark X. Caesar drives nowadays. He defeated Hazard in the final to win that car. It is the only time that I have ever seen Hazard shed a tear. It was so painful, and that was Hazard's boss's way of consoling him. That if you are crying for the car, here you have a car. I know that if Hazard wins this match, Chairman Mark will reward him. For the bosses of these players, it's just about the win. They are big boys. When you speak about the pocket, they just want the win. It's a very small decision for them to surrender the $2,000 to the players to enjoy. That's why each player is giving in his very best. Just that one of them is struggling to find his best form. In the meantime, Caesar is taking off some time to ask the umpire, to ask one of the hazard fans to be very respectful to his favorite player's opponent. And he'll be warned by security to mind supporting only when it is his player on the table. And sometimes in these long races, very small moments like those could become a turning point. That rowdy fan who is shouting so much with noises in the music of one of the players is like sour music to the ears of one of the players. Sometimes that fan can be ordered to move aside and the game can start changing its complexion. For once, we are seeing more or less the usual Caesar in the manner in which he has cleared frame number 11. It is now Hazard 6 and Caesar 5. Dear viewers, once again, it is 6 frames to 5. Hazard leading against Caesar and racing to 21. We are not yet even midway through the journey. Still a lot of work to be done. We have just had just a little more than a quarter of the match. It looks like it could go all the way, given the performances of both of the players, especially given the determination of Hazard to take Caesar down. I wouldn't now be surprised if this one went all the way to the wire. The 2 times that Hazard has lost a long race against any Ugandan player, there was the trilogy against Ibra, which Hazard won, which Caesar won, sorry. It was a series of 3 matches, money matches, all of them for 2,000 US dollars. The first one won by Caesar by 21 frames to 15. The second one won by Caesar by 21 frames to 15. The third one by Ibra by 21 frames to 21. Still, you don't get that Caesar lost because he won the trilogy. He won the first 2 matches. Then the other long race which he lost against a Ugandan player with money at stake was a sponsored race with Dog City. A race to 16 it was. Dog City winning at this very venue by 16 frames to 9. It was actually sponsored for 200 US dollars. The winner taking 150 and the loser taking 50. Outside of that, Caesar has 2 money match victories against Mansour, 1 money match victory against Joseph Kasozi, 3 money match victories against Ibrahim Sejemba, 2 money match victories against Ibrahim Kayanja, with one of them Caesar head starting Ibrahim with +7. Oops, am I forgetting? He lost to Hazard twice, though he had started him with +6. Caesar also lost to Mansour in the first match where he had started Mansour with +6. Won the rematch, head starting Mansour with +6. This time around, Hazard has decided that I don't want your head start. He wants to make it a point weapon by taking down the player that is considered the very best in the country. Some call it some kind of fishing from Hazard, waiting for an opportunity when his opponent is not having his best form. Some online have been calling it fishing from Caesar, saying that he knows Hazard can't take him down and is utilizing his relatively bad performance to invite these guys to money matches which were not coming for so many months against Ugandan players. Hazard has 2 reds to pot, just as is the black, for him to regain his 2 frame lead. He'll want to roll the red right against the rail, perhaps play it off the yellow. Doesn't even have to use the yellow. After all, there was space enough, and we'll be potting black to the corner pocket bottom left for him to win what will be his 7th out of 12 in the encounter. And there he does win. White is safe. Hazard 7 and Caesar 5. Race to 21. Guys, it's only the second time in the match. Perhaps the very first that Caesar is winning 3 frames in a row. We are having our first time out of the match. It is being requested by Hazard. But as a matter of current scores, it is Hazard Lukomwa 7 and Caesar Chandiga 7. After 14 frames, racing to 21 for 2,000 US dollars. The live feed will remain on and commentary will resume with the resumption of play. Thank you for watching.
alina amaaso galinga amanyira abantu daimana atucyankalanya omanyi olutalo bos
Dear viewers, I like to say that it is one of those moments when you don't like at all. You are an opponent, you are taking on someone who is your nemesis on the pool table. That's what exactly Hazard is. That's what maybe Hazard considers Hazard to be, if I can use the right choice of words. And yet, you lead against him with 2 frames for the first time, like Hazard led by 7 frames to 5 about 25 minutes ago. Then Caesar won 3 in a row for the first time in the match. There was timeout for Hazard just to cool down what was looking like Caesar's pending beast mode starting to be unleashed. And then right after time in, Caesar wins the next frame and wins it by apple. As a player, that's not exactly what you want to see happen. And yes, lots of action still coming up for the rest of the year. It is November, but I'll only call it November, only November, mid-November. There are about 3 international competitions coming up before the end of the year, and these 2 players could be involved. One is only in 2 weeks and a few days at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka. The Billiards Cafe Double Life competition coming up in Zambia from the 27th up to the 1st of, actually 27th up to 30th of this month. Caesar will be in participation. Some Ugandans whom I know: Ibrahim Sejemba, Joseph Kasozi, Herbert Mokisa, and the sisters Rokia and Rashida. For Hazard, I'm not yet so certain. And then the Q Masters International Championship that will be happening this time in Arusha in Tanzania from the 5th up to the 7th of December. Arusha is Arusha will be the toss of the continent for those 3 days events happening in the teams and singles category. But between these 2 singles, one of them is about to win the first in 4. He was leading. The lead has since demised, and it